Hi, we're here with the Scion Showcase, the stream with a bunch of game writers and developers, most of whom work on Scion and don't get to play the game nearly enough. I'm Hiromi, they, them. I'm the line developer for Scion, as well as writer and developer for many Scion titles. Loads of other games. I'm coming to you from Coast Salish, Sligwamish, Snohomish, and Squamish lands. I'm the story guide for this game, and now it's time for you to learn a little bit about our players. Jeffrey, tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, and if they've been on the run from the cops before.
Oh, if they've been, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Jeffrey. I'm also a fairly frequent writer for Scion. And today I am playing Mitch, the warm hug that has somehow taken human form. And no, he's never been on the run from the cops before. Or at least if he has been, he hasn't known it. He may have driven other friends around who were on the run from the cops. He thought they were just, going off camping for a few days. So, yeah, and that's me.
Awesome, thanks. I was not expecting such a wonderfully nuanced answer.
Yeah.
Mitch has not knowingly been on the run or facilitated such a thing. Michaela, tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, and if they've been on the run from the law before.
Hello, I'm Michele, him. I'm a Onyx Path freelancer from Italy. I work on the Chronicles of Darkness, the World of Darkness, and they came from line from Beyond the Grave, Classified, and Cyclops' Cave. I haven't worked on Scion yet. I always add this at the end as a form of wishful thinking for the future. So, as for who I play Elena Torrance Rappaccini, they, them. Elena is an environmental activist, and considering that title kind of veers into eco-terrorists at times, and they can be described as punk poison ivy. I think they have run fairly frequently from the police in a way or another, or other authorities of various various level in any sense.
Awesome. And David, tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, and if they've been on the run from the law.
I'm David Castro, he, they. I am a writer and developer for Scion and a bunch of other stuff. I am playing Damien Tila Cruz, and they would never run from police. That's the way you get noticed. They saunter casually away from police all the time.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick recap of previous events. Damien's based in New York City. He came into the possession of an artifact of Makataori Huyaba after his contact, Victor, stole it. And after Damien got a hold of this artifact, he vanished shortly afterwards and reappeared in Boston, where he successfully talked down Karen Jameson, a Titan spawn of Huracan, and also helped get her sword away from her, which was very, very helpful. And now he's under suspicion from NYPD, specifically a Detective Williamson. And that's not how I abbreviate that. Well, it's not how anyone abbreviates that. Helena is based in Seattle, won a silver coin that was used as a marker for favors in the Russian aristocracy about 150, 200 years ago by doing real magic in a game of 3-card Monte. Game. Scam. While there, they ran into a super Karen who threw them down an alleyway. And then they landed in Boston. In Boston, Helena saw someone who looked nearly identical to that super Karen and hit her in the head with a fire extinguisher to prevent her from going Super Saiyan. Yeah, no, I mean, it's what you do. You see someone going Super Saiyan in a museum, you just right in the face, fire extinguisher. That's just SOP, really. I mean, like, if you look in a museum curator's guidebook, like, it's always there, like towards the middle. Someone goes Super Saiyan, boom, in the face, fire extinguisher.
I'm gonna have to weave a fire extinguisher in my titles once I get higher in the power scale, I guess.
Either of fire extinguishers, yes. Slayers of, sorry, not slayers, disarmers of Karens.
We'll see.
Solid title. It's a pretty solid title. Spider couldn't be here, but his character Elijah is part of this game. He's also an activist, more on the human side rather than the environmental side, rolling around in a pretty sweet wheelchair. I'm mostly glossing over the things that have happened to and with Elijah because, well, Spider's not here to sort of guide this string of fate. But Jeffrey's here, and Mitch, who's the only member here who's actually based in Boston, originally went to the Boston Museum of Fine Arts to help his friend Kazuyuki Jackson. Kazuyuki is a museum curator there. Was also helping Chuck O'Shea, the security guard, to prevent a Karen from stealing anything, which, you know, is a good thing for museum curators and their helpers, their friends and allies. Allies, that's what I want, for their allies to do. While in the museum, Mitch saw the star of Murugan, which is a Tamil artifact, and was, or I guess to put it in a more Scion-y way, a Deva artifact, which was super captivating for Mitch, like 10 out of 10, would stare at all day. And when Karen Jameson tried to go Super Saiyan, Mitch gave her a hug and some reassuring comments. Karen Jameson, as I mentioned before, very Karen-y. Got like blonde bob with like a silver streak, like running horizontally. She had a sword of Huracan, and now she doesn't, because the band wrestled it away from her, gave it to Chuck, and then Chuck put it somewhere, which took away like 90% of her power, which is good because she blew up half the museum. After getting her and Kazu and Chuck out of the museum and to a cafe so that everyone can kind of calm down and decompress, the cops showed up. Elijah was like, it's swamp gas. he said it was
HVAC.
HVAC. Yeah, like because an HVAC mess happens fine. It happens all the time. And Boston PD was going to buy it. While you were talking with Karen, turns out that she's definitely supernatural. In game terms, she's a Titan spawn, or a Scion of a Titan, depending on where you want to draw that line. She doesn't actually know where she got the sword. Weirder, she doesn't seem at all phased that she doesn't know this information. Because like she just kind of assumes that, well, good things happen to her because she's a good person. So therefore, of course, she would just happen to have that privilege. And now she does not have that sword. And generally speaking, no one can see the sword while it's on her back, which is helpful for not getting arrested for brandishing a weapon. As mentioned, Boston PD was going to let it go, but then the Supernatural Crimes Unit showed up and arrested Chuck. They have the security cameras from the museum have Chuck on camera stealing the star and then just kind of vanishing. And while Chuck did technically receive stolen property, as in the sword, he was definitely with you when this footage was taken. Damien, in like 0 seconds, is like, shape changer, fuck that guy. And Helena and Elijah and I think Mitch somehow, I don't remember how Mitch, anyway, doesn't matter. Y'all worked together to find out what the cops know about the theft, which was they have that video, which is pretty damning if you don't believe in shape shifters, or even if you do believe in shape shifters but don't have direct evidence that shape shifting happened. Damien worked his connections to try and find out if someone was trying to fence the star. And it turned out no, but earlier, and not even that long ago, there was a Mrs. Johnson, who was trying to find out if anyone would be able to procure it from the museum. And here is the new information that is the +1 information that you got off of your roll. This Mrs. Johnson requested it through a fixer based in Salem. Salem, Massachusetts is about a half-hour travel along the 107.
There is one other thing I would like to address from last session. The Supernatural Crimes Unit definitely stole my phone.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
NYPD called. They asked to talk to the Boston cops to prove that I'm in Boston. And then somebody stole a police car or something like that. And they ran off with my phone. So I would like to, if it is okay, bum the phone off of my lawyer, and track where the hell my phone is.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't even need to roll for that. So in the little where's my phone map, you just see it like ping here, and then ping over here, and then ping over here, and then here, and then here, and you're just like, whoever is driving isn't even driving like they're trying to get away. Either that, or they're not trying to get to someplace. They just want to get away from the cops. And you have a feeling it's probably gonna go on for a bit.
Okay.
Which is, is bad for you getting your phone back. But
I
it does mean
definitely
that they're
pull.
distracted right now.
I definitely pull a burner phone from my pocket. This is the character I am. I would definitely have a burner phone on me.
So
And say, so this person's in Salem, or at least the fixer that they were contacting is in Salem. I've always wanted to go, but have never gotten around to it. I don't have a ride in Massachusetts, but if somebody wants to, give us a ride, I can get directions to this fixer.
road trip. Okay. I'm just parked down the street. Got room for everyone.
Good. Okay, that's
All
all.
right.
So
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you give directions. I mean, I know where Salem is, but yeah. Oh, this will be so good.
Awesome. And just one more thing before we jump into it. Can folks review their current deeds? I know we did it in chat, but like people can't see our
Okay.
chat.
I'll take the chat.
I've made my old short-term deed, guide a soul to their underworld, my long-term deed, because that seems like that's more of how that's going to work. And I made my short-term deed, use shady contacts for good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Mikle.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll grab mine that are up there. Okay. Now my short-term deed is break the law in pursuit of my eco-friendly ideals. So that's one. And as for the long term is punish a greedy CEO, which doesn't mean we are gonna face a greedy CEO, but I'm putting it there for the story guide to consider. And we can always change.
And I have got my new short-term deed. Coincidentally, get into a car chase. And
Weird how that
long-term,
works out.
yeah, long-term deed, make an enemy into an ally. Going to get that Karen on our side one way or another.
Okay. So speaking of that, so there's an amount of time dilation in me sort of like describing what's going on, because right now is seconds after someone ran up, stole the SCU's car and drove off.
Yes.
And then the SCU, the two agents ran over, grabbed a squad car that is not theirs because they are state cops, not part of the Boston PD, which also makes it theft, and drove off in hot pursuit with Damien's phone.
Listen. It's commandeering when the police do it.
And because Boston PD just suddenly witnessed a felony, witnessed a not felony, and is now down a squad car, they are in chaos. So the current plan is go to Salem. Presumably in Mitch's truck. So who's going? How are you getting there? And are you doing anything else along the way? Reminder, there are cops here. They are paying less attention to everything. But Chuck is still in handcuffs. Karen is also still here. Kazu is here, but not under arrest. He is technically detained. So what are
So
folks
are
doing?
we. So
I mean, you are you are officially detained. I don't think you're gonna let that stop you from anything.
definitely not. We just walk
Not-
casually out, not, or at least I'm saying we should definitely just walk casually out as if like nothing is going on while they're paying attention to the everything else.
Sounds good.
Someone is looking at Chuck because I made an empathy roll last time and Chuck wasn't that bad of a person, so I wouldn't mind to free Chuck if the police isn't looking too hard at him right now.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me probably subterfuge and cunning, but if you have a different skill that you think would make more sense, that'll probably work.
I don't think so.
But it'll almost certainly be cunning because you are trying to casually pick this lock.
Yeah. Let's see how that
That's one
goes.
does.
Only one success.
Uh,
Not too good.
where's my roll? There we go. Oh, doesn't matter. I was going to say that you also get an enhancement on this because you've already said that Helena has interfered with the police before, and handcuff locks are standardized. And if you either have a handcuff key, which again is standardized and you can just have it, or you have practice picking police handcuffs, which again are standardized. If you know how to pick one, you know how to pick all of them. Well, I'm not going to get into it. I don't need to give a fucking lockpicking lecture here.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no. If
the more you know,
you can just go onto the internet and buy a police handcuff key, and it will work in any police handcuff. You can just have it on you in, like, say, your back pocket where you could reach if your hands are handcuffed behind you. Do it.
We're just speaking theory here, of course.
So just like purely theoretical. You may be interested in checking your local laws to see whether or not that's legal. But regardless of whether or not it's legal where you are, it is true. Anyways, I was going to give you an enhancement because they're not hard locks to pick. But they didn't roll any successes, so it doesn't matter that you have one success or two, because you just needed the one. So yeah, no, you pick the lock, and Chuck is confused because he's a security guard. He has always generally worked with the police before, so he is not used to them giving him a hard time in any sense of the word. He especially not used to being arrested and put in handcuffs and being questioned by special investigators.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
he's free and he could leave, but you do not have the sense that he wants to do that just yet. Although,
Okay.
free empathy check,
Mhm.
any of you could reasonably guess you could talk him into it, because like
Okay.
being arrested is not fun.
I won't slow down the game a lot for this, but I'll just look into Chuck's eye and say, look, dude, see this as an opportunity and a lesson. Fuck the police. And I leave like that. I'm playing punk Poison Ivy after all.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
yeah. Uh, is that a persuasion roll, or are you just
No,
putting
I
that out there
think
for
it's
the
just,
universe?
I'm just putting the vibe there.
Okay,
Chuck,
okay.
work on that.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Chuck gets up. uh, he's looking around in a way that makes you think that he hasn't like tried to sneak casually before. But I'm assuming that all of you are just sort of piecing out at this point. Yeah,
I am.
Yep.
he's going with you, or at least leaving the museum with you. Whether or not you want to take him to Salem and whether or not he wants to go to Salem are different things. Are you taking Karen with you?
Not if I
I
can
am
help
not,
it.
but I want to oppose the others if they want to.
No, she probably has her own family-sized SUV she can go home with.
Yeah, I mean, I think even Mitch, much as he would want to, you'd start to sort of make an offer of invitation to her and then just see the faces of the people around him and turn it into bye.
I mean, and this is a little bit of out of character, but I think it's cool for people at home to see. I know Jeffrey's deeds, and I'd rather not step on them. So if you want Jeffrey, that's cool.
No. There'll be time for that later, I'm sure.
Okay. Just like I realize that I probably get fate bound to Chuck at this point later. So
It's not an impossible. It's not an impossible outcome. Okay.
Okay.
So off to the car.
Yeah. Let me get probably persuasion and not persuasion. Probably subterfuge. So I'm gonna go with rolls for you to slip out of here without attracting attention. The difficulty is not particularly high because they're not paying a ton of attention, but it is not a automatic success type of thing. So it's probably going to be subterfuge and cunning, but if you have a different tact that you want to take, that could also work. Like I could see.
I would. Sorry. I would like to use manipulation so that I can use my subterfuge speciality of lad handing. Sort of making it so that people are aware I'm going, but they're like not really paying close attention to it, and like they are forgetting with copious amounts of cash moving hands that I should not be leaving.
Okay. I think for that, you said that your specialty was from persuasion, or what subterfuge?
So for subterfuge, it's glad handing. I do have a persuasion specialty in bribery, if we prefer that.
I feel like glad handing is probably the least illegal of the options, which would probably be persuasion, as like a reminder for, or as a reminder for the viewing audience, or perhaps for the first time for the viewing audience, the way that specialties work in Scion and other Storypath systems is that you are so good at one skill that you get a bonus to other skills if they kind of tie into your specialty. So for example, if you are if you are great at firearms and you have a specialty at like classic firearms, and you're trying to buy a classic firearm, your persuasion would get a bonus to that. If you're trying to dismantle a classic firearm, technology would get a bonus from that in other ways. So like in this case, the subterfuge specialty of glad handing, that could be a bonus to persuasion. I could also see it being a bonus to like culture or empathy in this situation. Regardless, this is almost certainly manipulation.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, all of those things are the same number of dice either way.
Okay. Helena, how's Helena getting out?
I mean, I don't have any special idea on how to get there. Just follow the others, and because I'm in a very much different environment from what I'm used to, so I'll just follow their example and pretty much tail the group into wherever they're going and following them for now.
Okay.
The speciality gets me a enhancement, right?
Correct.
That plus the perfect poise enhancement gives me 4 successes.
So if Helena's just kind of going with the flow,
Yeah.
Probably empathy and cunning, although it would also be entirely possible to just sort of like physically sneak out, which would probably be subterfuge plus dexterity, where you're just sort of going, I'm just not gonna make any noise, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, I was
Back away
thinking about that.
slowly.
That was my idea. I
Okay.
didn't make any plan right now. I'm basically trying to. I guess I could be using the chaos of the moment, still tapping into that to just appear as unassuming as possible right now.
Okay.
But in a way that melts with the background, and it's not a deliberate effort to do stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to sort of fade into the background, then
Mm-hmm.
it's probably more along the lines of either culture, to be like, this is just what you do, like this is a Midwestern goodbye, I'm out. Could also be empathy, to just sort of read someone and then respond in a way that makes it seem like they're the one expecting you to go. Persuasion would obviously also work to just be like, hey, I'm gonna leave now, and this is, you know, just a thing that I'm doing.
I think that empathy, as much as it is my worst dice pool, fits the description best of what I have in mind. Perhaps composure, because I'm trying to
Yeah,
go and not show.
yeah, yeah. You're trying to resist your own emotions here to just play it cool. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a terrible dice pool, and we'll see how that goes. It's 0 successes indeed.
All right. How is Mitch getting out of here?
I think Mitch will be doing the same sort of tactic that Helena tried.
Mhm.
So the empathy, composure, I'm just going to walk out of here. I'm not going to run, but paying enough attention to where the other cop's focus is, so that, you know, I don't draw any more attention to myself than necessary. Which is much better than if this had anything to do with subterfuge or cunning, for that matter.
It sounds like a Mitch way to do things.
Yeah, just like, hey,
We
you
are
know,
not
say thanks to the
I'm
guys as
carrying
I
all
go.
the sneaky.
Oh, also important. Is anyone trying to get Chuck out? Or did people just sort of go, you should come with us?
Yeah, it was sort of, you know.
I'll roll a dice and see. Okay, as much as I rolled no successes here, I'll also try to signal Chuck at least to get out.
Mhm.
Not necessarily to come with us, because I assume we are going towards more problems. So I'm not sure I want him to fall into that
Yeah.
and stuff. But at least to get out of the place.
Jeffrey, what'd you roll?
I got 1 success.
Awesome. So with 4 successes, 0 successes, and 1 success, you all beat the cops because they botched.
Ooh. Boston's finest.
Okay.
So yeah. Damien just walks up. Yeah, hey, just shaking everyone's hands, like doing. Actually, as you're going off and presumably shaking hands and whatnot, what are you saying? What vibe are you giving?
I'm definitely giving off the thank you for your service sort of thing, while palming each person like a 50 or something. We should definitely stop off at an ATM, as I am now running low on cash.
Roll that. Okay. Yeah, that you did that for like four of the cops that were there. All of them are just kind of stunned. They're just like, oh yeah, thanks. And then they just sort of like hit a divide by 0 error, and like they don't want to react to the money, Some of them because they don't want to acknowledge that it exists, especially in the presence of other officers. You got like the slightest glimmer that like two of them are uncomfortable having been bribed. Like maybe they weren't receptive to the bribe. However,
No one's saying no.
they are they are definitely not doing anything about it right now. And Helena and Mitch just sort of go. And
Goodbye.
Chuck does like almost a vaudeville sneaking away act. He does not know how to be sneaky. He knows how to catch people being sneaky, which you think would give him a leg up here.
Three skidoo.
So yeah, you are all out of the museum unscathed. And the idea was to head to Mitch's car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or truck, rather.
Truck.
Okay. All right. Your Johnny Cochran-esque lawyer
All right.
just
Victor,
saw
the Hammer Carmichael the Third Esquire.
like saw all of this and knows better than to say shit while it's happening. But he's just sort of like, this was not my plan.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What isn't your plan?
Gonna
Blink,
bump
blink.
up my fee by a little bit. And then I will also not be here anymore. He's definitely not going with you. All right. So everyone piles into Mitch's truck and starts driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeffrey, can you roll 4 dice for like no reason?
No reason. I love rolling things for no reason.
That's my favorite thing to do. Just roll some dice for no reason. Definitely won't have an effect on anything.
1 success, but it's a 10, so let me... 2 successes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes on 4 dice is statistically average. Good job.
Nice.
With the difficulty of 8, it's in the luckier range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think when we were talking about it a little bit earlier, Damien was planning on doing some research to figure out exactly where in Salem to go.
Yep. I probably have a hot spot in my bag with my laptop and do some of that cool deep web research. I definitely have a specialty in.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. Are you relying on a path to do this, or is this going to be just straight up well, actually, could be. There are several things that it could possibly be. It sounds.
Can I use
like
a contact?
Tech, sure.
Let's link up with old Victor from the first episode.
Okay. Fun fact, when you invoke your path for a contact, oh, come on, where are the stupid rules? Whatever. Whatever. I know these rules because I explained them to someone who had confusion. So since the search feature here seems to be being a dick, I'm just going to go off the top of my head. So when you invoke a path for your contact, you can either create a contact who by default has 1 dot and 1 tag. Tags are things that like kind of define what kind of aid the person can give you. Victor is probably has the informant tag because he's giving you info. So Victor already exists and is at 1 dot 1 tag, with that 1 tag probably being informant. If you wanted it to be something else, it could be something else.
Yeah, that works.
And the neat thing is that this kind of thing happens each time you invoke. When you invoke your path for the purpose of a contact. So you can create and then add a tag or a dot. And if you are not creating a new contact, you essentially have 2 points that you can either use towards 2 new tags or 2 new dots or 1 of each. Long story short, by invoking for your contact gets better.
Then I will definitely do that. I will invoke my role path, Delver into the Weird, to give Victor 2 more dots and keep him as a informant.
Okay. So
3 dot informant.
Yeah. I don't want to work this. Go ahead and roll 3 dice for Victor, just because he is not necessarily at liberty to do anything right now, but maybe he is. Maybe he is.
That is a 10 and 2 successes. 10 into a 9.
Awesome. All right. So you ring up Victor, and if this were a TV show, there'd be like a split screen, or rather, you'd start off just like talking into the phone, and then there'd be like a split screen all of a sudden, and in Victor's half of the split screen, he's hauling ass, talking to you on the phone. Because he was detained, or rather, he was tackled by a security guard because he was fucking stealing an artifact. And you know that the NYPD is aware of this because one of their detectives called you about it.
Mm-hmm.
You will not become aware of how much trouble Victor is in right now, because you have other things on your mind, and so does Victor. But
they also don't particularly care. So there's that too. His problems are his problems.
You don't care until he becomes a fucking fate binding.
I mean, I don't know about fate bindings. What are fate bindings? I have no idea what those words mean.
I'll tell you when you're older. Okay, so
Technically,
contact, and you are trying to find out specific information about the underworld. So that is almost certainly going to be subterfuge or culture. So like subterfuge meaning like the sort of ins and outs of how crime is done, or culture meaning like the culture of crime. Either one to work. It is
In this case, I will go with culture.
it is probably going to be intellect, because it is just sort of what you know. However, because you're involving Victor in this, and Victor is apparently at liberty to talk to you right now, at least right now, you have a 3 enhancement.
Oof. Okay.
So you might get a lot of fucking successes off of this. You still need to roll at least 1, but those odds.
I rolled 2, so I have 5 successes.
Jesus. Sure, yeah.
Great.
You know that this informant, this fixer, Mrs. Johnson, is based out of Salem, gothy as shit, and has a sort of personal thing where she only deals with people in Salem. Like she might contact other fixers to make deals happen, but 100% of her clients are local to her, because she's just not having it any other way. She does not want to. She's one of those people who's like quality over quantity. So you have her address, or at least the address where she does business, which is not necessarily the same thing. And yeah, no, you can get there. It's about a half hour, not a problem. What is Helena doing?
I think, sorry, I think I'm probably gonna warn my. Can I ask for the name of the friend I bought art supplies for? Because I'm taking notes to this time. Chance.
Yeah, her name's Chance.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot across the weeks.
No worries.
I'm probably calling her to warn that it might be some time before I get there. And an honest question, because fair is fair, I didn't mention that I grabbed my supplies from the police station because I had those once I got detained. So are those lost? I'm reasonably have to.
Nope, you still have them.
Okay.
Yeah, the police never actually took you to the station. They brought you back to the museum to interrogate, because the SCU doesn't do things by the books. They're mavericks.
Okay, so I'm gonna call Chance and tell that.
It's an entire unit of lone wolves.
Their poor captain is just 5 days from retirement too.
This triggers my memories of that BoJack episode. I made jokes about this, and it's
all of them. The entire unit is too old for this shit, including their rookies.
the moment they get there.
Okay. So you call up Chance. Are you doing anything specific, or are you just saying like, might be a minute?
No, yeah, basically that. I'm not trying to obtain anything from the call. Just warn her that, I'm not. I'm don't think I'm exactly lying to her at this point. I mean, I have no reason to not tell her I'm on the other side of the continent, but it would take time, probably make her worries in ways that I don't really care for her to worry about. Just, I got into some trouble. Probably it's gonna take me at least a day or two before I return. And show me, I'm sorry about the art supplies, and I hope that you didn't need them as soon as possible, because, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, no. Take your time. They can wait. Whatever trouble you're in, I'm sure is justified. Just take care of yourself, Emma.
Okay, thank you. Much appreciated. And take care. And anything comes up, call me, and I'll see what I can do. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. And Mitch, you are driving. Mysterious things are happening in the background. So very very mysterious.
Mitch, I think, is, I don't know, he's probably just put in the soundtrack from the Magic Kingdom's movie, The Snow Queen, and is sort of quietly singing along with it while other people go about their business. He's got a simple job to do, just get from point A to point B.
Give me
If you
a
start singing, let it go. So help me God, I am turning this car around.
give me a pilot plus cunning, please.
Ooh. Okay, so there we go. Oh, no. That is 2 successes, which is not bad for, again, 4 dice.
Yeah, no, that is pretty good, and is definitely enough to let you know that while there are no sirens going, you do spot a black SUV hauling ass, and you spot it in enough time to react to it in a way so that you're not gonna get like T-boned in an intersection. However, you will need to react.
Mm-hmm.
And with 2 successes, that's enough that like through like a glimpse off of its tinted coating, sort of like the reflective material there, you can also see a Boston PD squad car hauling ass, not right behind it, but it's coming. How would you like to react to this?
With murderous
So-
intent. I mean, what?
We're going this way. Black SUV is going this way.
Mhm.
Okay, and then cop car behind there.
Mhm.
I don't know why the cop car has legs, but okay.
Boston PD's weird.
Yeah.
It's the word. The word
I
is
think-
weird.
Safest bet is I'll just stop my truck, let the other car go past, let the police car go past. Hey, Damien. You say the cops had your phone?
Yup.
Yeah. I think it went that
I
way.
pull up my burner and I call my phone.
Okay. Yeah, that's a reasonable dice roll for that.
I have to roll to call my phone.
It's not what I'm rolling for.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, I mean, all right. If I gotta.
Not what I'm rolling for. Yeah, okay. So that's fun. Your phone rings. Rings again. Third ring, you hear like you hear it pick up, and like all sorts of like phone and clothing rustling sounds, followed by damn it. I don't think I wrote down which agent took your damn phone.
I gave it to the fem cop.
Okay, Spectre.
Spectre, yeah.
Okay. You hear Agent Spectre. Who's this? What? And then the call cuts out, and no one needs to roll for this.
Okay.
So for people watching, and especially people who have ever wondered, wait, how do you do perception checks in Storypath? The answer is you use whatever is the most appropriate skill, because that skill determines how good you are at noticing stuff that's either important or it always helps you determine something that's important, because danger is important, and then it's usually cunning, but it might be another attribute depending on what. So the pilot plus cunning was to notice the cop car. The mysterious roll I made was a pilot plus composure roll to not fuck up while driving. There were no successes.
Oof.
The second roll I made after that was pilot plus dexterity, because they're in a high-speed pursuit. They botched.
Okay.
You're just rolling great today.
Police are these were both out of a dice pool of 4, which is not bad for mortals. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a failure and then a botch in a high-speed pursuit when you cannot botch. Long story short, your phone is no longer in that car. I don't feel like I need to really get into what else has been ejected from the car, because I don't think it's going to end up being super pertinent unless you want to help, which you probably don't.
It is important to note most cops don't wear seatbelts while on the job.
Fun fact, or perhaps not fun fact, depending on your perspective. With the exception of COVID during this pandemic, the number one killer of police is auto accidents, because they're in high-speed pursuits and do not do a very good job of wearing their seatbelts, and high-speed pursuits are just fucking dangerous. David, heads or tails?
Heads.
The find my phone is no longer showing where your phone is.
Lovely.
It's probably scattered around the road.
Yeah, and at least 4 pieces.
Mitch, you have avoided being T-boned twice. and have kind of saved everyone's ass. Gonna keep going or what? You have definitely just seen a massive auto accident with that squad car.
Yeah. Should we like call an ambulance to come get these guys?
Sure. I mean that wouldn't be a bad idea.
All right. Well, you know,
Although
while we're still,
we have just learned a lesson about distracted driving.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
before starting to drive. Sort of,
I was just about to say that. Don't worry about that. Drive, I'll call the ambulance.
Okay,
Be
okay,
focused,
okay.
stay focused on the road.
yeah, and since Helena is not from around here, I'll just point out, you know, whatever, if we're out on the highway, you know, what the closest intersection is and that kind of thing. And, well, it's
Do
just
you actually call though?
Yeah, I call the ambulance.
Oh, okay. Because if I had said that, that would have been what we call in the business a lie.
No, well, it's an accident, and probably it's me. It's actually me, Michele, working as a paramedic for some years, but I'm gonna call an ambulance there.
all right, put the music back on. Hope they're all right.
I mean, Elena calls the ambulance because, you know, that's okay, but what happens because other stuff.
Yeah, and also the reason they crashed is because they crashed into another car. So regardless of characters' opinions on police, you probably care about ordinary civilians.
I didn't know about
being fucking jammed in the back.
Yeah, I didn't consider that.
Other car, because it could have like made a bad turn and then flipped or something.
Yeah, I also picture it like that.
Yeah, I made a hidden roll while we were talking and didn't explain the result. So yeah, sorry. It was a 2-car collision, and yeah, since you're not going to go investigate it because those cops want to arrest you.
Yeah.
We did nothing wrong.
No.
He says, while still touching the stolen artifact in his lap, we did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no role needed to collaborate on getting 911 a description of the accident and where it is, and then you continue on your merry way to the damn it, I had that highway written down. I want to say it's the 117 107. I almost gave you the wrong on-ramp.
It changes everything.
There's like one person from Boston watching this going, yes. No one else cares. Anyway, you're on the highway. You have the person who wanted to get into a high-speed pursuit avoided a high-speed pursuit, which is good because it would not have ended well.
No, I've been lucky with dice so far. I don't think it would have lasted.
No, that would have been bad.
As you are driving, what is everyone doing? I mean, Mitch is obviously driving. Is Mitch doing anything else while driving?
If Damien is done with research and Helena is off the phone, so we got a plan. Like, so
yeah, we go there, we talk to this Mrs. Johnson. I do the air quotes and everything. And talk her into telling us who wants the star. Okay. Or we pay her for the information.
And then when we figure that out, then we figure out why someone would steal it, then who would steal it, and then we get Chuck out of trouble, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, sure.
Sorry.
I mean, we know why
Oh,
somebody would steal it. It's valuable. It's interesting. Somebody wanted it. Sometimes this shit ain't that deep.
Oh, all right.
up until that point, Elena, I'm just a little bit still recovering a bit from the odd day I had, so I avoidance mode with the hoodie on and flipping the mysterious coin, ancient coin I found as a way to. But when Mitch talks, I actually put that back into my pocket and say, yeah, basically, I'm just trying to sort out what the hell is going on. So going there, trying to find some reasons behind all of the day we had so far is pretty much all the plan I have right now. And I usually try to work better with a general idea of things and then sort stuff out as it gets along.
All right. So we go find this Mrs. Johnson, and she does repairs, right? You said she was a fixer?
Not fixer as in repairs, but a fixer as in someone who makes criminal connections happen.
Yes, I know that. Mitch, not so much.
Yeah, that was in
Gotcha.
character.
Sorry.
I just sort of sigh and rub my face and go, who the fuck am I with? No, man, no. She's a fixer. She gets stuff that people want. She makes connections. She's the guy who knows the guy who knows the guy. That person, when you say that you know a guy, that's your fixer.
She's an agent for criminals, except not Hollywood criminals, just criminals.
Oh, okay, cool.
Think like a concierge, but for shitty people.
I've stayed in hotels where that's the concierge, so yeah, I get it. All right, so yeah, okay, this is good. And then, we'll get some lunch at some point.
Yeah.
What is there to even eat in Boston? What lobster rolls? What do y'all eat up here? I don't even know.
Well, I we've got some nice restaurants. There's a really good Ethiopian place I haven't been to in years. Not even sure where it is. Anyhow, yeah, no, there's lots of good food, but I mean that's highway.
We're not stopping for Ethiopian. What is wrong with you?
I mean, it's all right. We can get some muffins maybe. Anyhow, still just driving along, listing off foodstuffs that are more and more improbable, or reading things out from the signs. Not attempting to irritate Damien, but I know it's going to happen.
All the advertisements upon the roads that you see, fantastic.
Fantastic. I love this so much. I don't hate it at all.
Let's see. Let me get a pilot plus resolve from everyone. For no reason.
I have no pilot at all, so just resolve. My resolve's pretty crappy.
Likewise.
Well, let's see 2 dice.
Ooh, there's a 10 here. Okay.
And there's an 8 on one of these dice. Dope. So 1 success.
Well, success. Straight resolve. Because I have no pilot as well.
I, despite having 6 dice on this, got 0 successes. Yay, momentum.
Hey, we got momentum, yeah.
Yeah.
We should have 2 more momentum because Nikela did fail that roll before.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
The sneaking roll.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So we are up to 4 momentum. I'm keeping track.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for keeping track. Okay. So 110 and the drive goes pretty uneventfully. Like someone you thought maybe they were driving really shitty and might like have like there was a potential that they might have clipped the truck, but no, Mitch I was like, no,
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, like Damien and Helena like probably both go like, hey, watch out, that guy's an idiot, and Mitch corrects, no problem. And we're gonna cut to Salem. And so you enter Salem city limits. It's you wouldn't say that it's a dreary town, but like the sort of cultural gravity that's been attached to it makes it feel like as you get closer to it, the sky feels a little dimmer. Things seem in a little sharper contrast. If you pause to think about it and actually like think about what your eyes are telling you, it's probably not true, but it does feel that way.
Is the Salem of the world anything like the Salem of our world? Because I was, before everything happened, I was planning to have a birthday trip up to Salem, and then the world ended, so that didn't happen. But I'm told it's very kitschy. It definitely like leans in.
Yes, there's a fair amount of that in this version of the world, but it's also many things are either playing into the stories and reputation and working with the kitsch, and then there's also ones that are like resisting to it. In some way, almost everything here is affected by the stories and the sort of touristy vibe that they don't really have a choice of it existing. Like they're reacting to it in some way. But because it's large enough and old enough, because the stories are old enough and the city is large enough, there's a bit of variety to it, as opposed to like if anyone's been to Forks, Washington, because they want to go to a beach in the Olympic Peninsula, or because they're a Twilight fan. It is super kitschy, and it's not very big. There's like a main street, and everything is vampire.
In the same way, because instead of going to Salem, I went somewhere a lot more close to home. I went to the town of Sleepy Hollow, which is a real place that I have approximately 4 or 5 t-shirts now. and a lot of other kitsch because I live for that shit. So yeah, probably the same thing.
Yeah, like again, there's a little more variety to it. Like there's some places where people are trying to be like, oh yeah, the the witch trials and other occult happenstances. This is something that we're taking seriously as a historical society. And some people are like, hey,
Buy some crystals.
Want to buy some crystals? You want to come over here to our food court and dunk the witch? If you go into, actually no, this is happening now. One, because it's amusing to me, and two, because it's actually appropriate.
And we need food.
Yes. So you go into, no, sorry, I should leave it up to you. The bar where Mrs. Johnson works out of, or rather does business out of, she's probably not an employee. It's called the Cauldron.
Okay.
You've had a half hour to read Yelp reviews or whatever I decide, or whatever we decide that Scion's the world version of Yelp is, and they have good pub food. It's pub food, but you know,
Get a nice soup. A soup and a sandwich.
so if you want to eat there while talking to Mrs. Johnson or before, that's a definite possibility. Alternatively, you could eat someplace else.
No, let's eat there.
Yeah. Gives us the opportunity to look around the place as well as we chill.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you don't even need to roll for this. When you step inside, when each of you steps inside, you get that kind of lizard brain feeling that something is amiss, like the expression someone's walked over your grave.
Mm-hmm.
Like each of you gets that when you enter in. Anyone with dots in occult can try to figure out more.
Okay.
I will do that.
I thought you might.
Will a speciality in underworlds help here?
Yes, actually.
Dope.
I also roll.
So, occult intellect?
Yeah.
Okay, I also have a couple of dots in occult, and I'll give it a try if it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say this. I have 3 10s.
Nice.
Where's that?
Okay.
All right, 3 successes.
I rolled a decent amount of dice, and I got not a single success and a 1. So it's my first botch of the game.
Oh shit.
Oh, we get 2 momentum for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A very decent dice pool, but Helena is not at their best.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got thrown 3,000 miles. You got into a fight. You got detained by the cops, and in the process, you had your coffee interrupted, and you're a Seattleite, so
there's reasons. Okay, I gotta be more.
It's a day of days.
It is a day. So only Damien knows this for sure, but everyone else can probably guess. This place is fucking haunted. 100%. This place is haunted. Aside from it being haunted, the decor is. It seems kind of like a black box, by which I mean a black box stage. Like if you if you have much experience with theater, it's minimal in a very specific way. So like the walls, the floor are all black. The ceiling's not, but that's just because it's hard to paint ceilings. And instead, there's sort of a grid of pipes that fixtures are hung from. And it's, if any of you had a thermometer, it would read slightly cooler inside here than it is outside. Whether that's because of air conditioning, you don't know. It's not really important. Unless you make it important, I guess. The seating here is all relatively straightforward hipster bar seating. It's kind of like aluminum, like one piece aluminum four leg stools for the most part. It's accessible, so like there's other seating options as well. Like there's a couple of booths, and all of the aluminum seating seems like it's been well upkept, but is relatively old in terms of hipster kitsch. Like you think the cauldron might have been like the first hipster bar here. So like according to the information you found online, it's a few decades old, and it could very well have just been the first hipster bar here. There's nothing.
Are they calling themselves a gastropub?
They are not. They are not quite that type of hipster. But
okay,
if any of you have been to hipster bars, which I assume you probably have, that is in fact what it looks like. There's a few people who are just sort of seated around the middle. They just sort of, they don't even pay attention to you. They're just enjoying some chowder, some lobster rolls. It looks like, unsurprisingly, seafood is favored here, but like at least one person's eating a burger and fries. So like in addition to sort of the local Massachusetts cuisine, they're also doing your standard American bar food. It does not take much effort to notice that there is a semi-partitioned area where it looks about where an employee entrance to an office or to the kitchen might be, except there's a door there's a not door, saloon door.
Okay.
That clearly marks where the actual entrance to the kitchen is. So if you had to guess, that's probably where Mrs. Johnson is. Whether or not she's there, you'd have to actually go over there and find out. The server, or rather, the bartender at the counter nods and acknowledges you as you come in. She is relatively thin, like light-skinned black woman with like just full fucking sleeves, and the tats look awesome.
Two seconds. I'm looking something up to see if there is a aha. Okay. That's not gonna work anyway. So what I order myself a Captain Coke, and a lobster roll. And when my drink arrives, I pay, tipping handsomely, and saunter vaguely over to the obvious place we shouldn't be going, because that's clearly where the VIP section is, such as it is.
Yeah, the bartender gives you a weird look, but like doesn't make any move to stop you or signal that you shouldn't.
Question before I continue. I'm going to pose this question to the group. Do I leave the artifact in the car? Or do I bring it with me?
I think you'd probably have it with you. I think you'd, given you've lost your personal properties already today, I think you'd carry it.
Yeah, good point. How big is this thing again?
The artifact?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, okay. I was expecting it to be like basketball sized or something.
Nah,
okay.
Like, you're probably not gonna fit it in a pocket unless you have like cargo pockets, but it's
I don't have cargo pockets.
I would imagine that Damien would not.
No, Damien does not wear cargo pockets. Damien is offended that Damien has to know about the existence of cargo pockets. So he's definitely carrying around the weird skull thing. Doesn't seem like it's that out of place in Salem. And I go over there and I peek around the partition.
And what's the rest of the group doing?
Please go ahead, Jeffrey.
Oh, thank you. Two things. One, nachos. Two, tell me if this is in the bounds of what you can do with paths. Mitch is from somewhere around this area. I've got the path, everybody's best friend. Can I tap that to say, actually, I know this bartender from, say, when we were about 9 or 10 years old, assuming the age is about right?
I don't actually know how old Mitch is.
Neither do I. I think I usually think of him as like early-ish 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're
Right.
then yeah, no, the timeline totally lines up. Uh, damn it. Well,
Oh, you need a name now.
I came up with the description and like personality of the bartender, but like I never actually named her. I'm like, damn.
Katrina.
Sorry, what?
Katrina for a name.
Sure.
I had Vincent last time, and this time Katrina. I'm good with her.
So yeah, when getting food, to sort of look over. Katrina? It's me, Mitch. We went to Junior Argonaut camp together. You're like more Amazon-y. I mean, you're still kind of Amazon-y, like in a good way. So, wow.
Mitch. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you still throwing spears?
Yeah. Getting better at it. Better. What about you? I mean, you were also throwing spears a lot, I remember. Now, is this place yours?
Half mine. I kind of been kind of working to everything. I've been working like just anything that I could do to make ends meet. Just always been in that grind. Just, I mean, you know how it is. Like if you only do one thing, then you eventually hit a wall or a glass ceiling, and then it's hard to get past that. But if you do a lot of things, then you're able to kind of adapt to change and make things work. And so like I've been doing art, I've been doing exhibitions, I've been working with local theater, tour groups, and the cauldron is sort of not exactly my end goal, but it's working out pretty well for me so far. Like I recently went in with a silent partner to buy out the cauldron from the previous owner, and that deal went through like just a year ago. So I am the co-owner of the cauldron. It's not entirely mine, but it's half mine, and that means that like all the sweat equity that I've been putting into this place, it's paying off, and it's letting me take care of the kitchen crew. It's working out real well. I have high hopes for the tourist season, and hopefully I can make sure that everyone gets full medical coverage and actual vacation days, because I mean, I don't know how much you know about tourism, but like we don't usually get actual vacation days. We usually just can't work when the tourists aren't in like flocking here. So like when it's tourist season, we don't usually get much in the way of days off, but I might be able to change that. I'm pretty happy about that.
So awesome. I mean, you're doing really, really well here. And wow, this is good. And it's your partner that's got like the back office back there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she does. I mean, I kind of know what she does, but
yeah, but you don't need to know what she does. And...
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. The more I know, the more trouble I'll probably be in.
I don't want you to be in any trouble. But, right, well, yeah, that's good. I mean, we're just, my friends were just on sort of a road trip. And
cool.
We thought we'd stop in, and God, I'm so glad that I ran into you. I mean, oh yeah. No, I've got nachos. I'll eat my nachos and let you do your thing for a bit. But we should talk. We should talk later.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna really enjoy the nachos,
Mhm.
and it's gonna seem kind of weird,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a dip that goes alongside it.
Mhm.
It's kind of a mix of seafood. It sounds weird. I know it sounds weird, but I think you'll like it. It's
I'm up for anything. All right. And with that, yeah, sort of take my place back at the table to figure out what other people are doing.
It's Helena doing.
Okay, I think Elena, I'm looking around the place, and I botched, so I'm feeling the air conditioner and nothing else. So if there's nothing unusual that I notice, I think. Here, I'm also from a sea town, but from a very different place. So I'm thinking seafood. Let's say fried squid and calamari with some lemon on it. And considering the day, I think Elena orders a couple of Red Bulls and pours them together into a big glass, and then goes like that. But it's not like it's not a big deal. I'll just do that as if it's the most natural thing in the world. I don't have much. I mean, I had a plan for calling my buff as well, but Jeffrey met Katrina, and so that's already pretty good. And it's an even more personal connection that what I had in mind. So I'll just wait for the others to return to the table from their exploration for now.
All right. Yeah. Doesn't take too long for everyone to get their food. It's really good. The dip that the nachos come with is basically exactly what Katrina said it was. It is weird, but it's also good. It faintly, well, no, not faintly, a little bit more than faintly, tastes of clam, and like it's not chowder, but like if you did not have a firm idea of what chowder was, you might think it is. Okay. And so folks eat and then, or rather, at least start to eat and then head over to Mrs. Johnson, or is Damien the only one doing that?
No, I'll go along.
Yeah, I guess I'll go along too. If Damien gives any indication that he actually wants other people around.
Mm-hmm.
I've never in my life given that indication. So there's that. Thorns can come, but
Okay.
Out of character, I am perfectly happy for Mitch just to sit and watch from afar.
Mitch can enjoy his weird dip.
Okay, I think I'll. The moment I notice Damien gives the idea, I'll basically take whatever I have left in my plate and eat, because I already had my coffee interrupted and I'm trying to put some things into my stomach, and then up around, and I want go straight ahead once I notice that Mitch is still sitting there. I'm making some gestures his way if, Mitch? Coming? Huh? No? Yes?
No, I got plenty. I got half a plate to finish off. So
You good?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You should try this.
And save some for me later, okay? Just a little bit to try. Okay. Then I'll join Damien.
All right. You you sort of there's a beaded curtain, and you sort of just push past it, and there's a short, old, brown-skinned woman just typing away. You hear, like, from a slight shift of her head, you get the impression that, like, she's aware that you're there, but she is typing away at a keyboard that is making a really weird sound. Like, you've probably never heard a keyboard make this sound before. Although, well, actually, no, I'll just straight up ask. Have either Damien or Mitch been around a Braille keyboard?
Not Mitch.
Sorry, not Mitch. Blah, 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 blah. Damien or Helena. Has either Damien or Helena been around a Braille keyboard before?
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Okay.
I've seen probably pictures, but not actually been around.
Then Helena might recognize it. Because, like, she's not looking at you, and there's no screen. She's just typing on a metal pad, and, like, it's a little surreal because you've never seen anyone do this before. It probably doesn't take much to figure out that, like, it's a Braille keyboard, and, like, it's raising metal posts into her fingers so she can read, and then she's typing along with it. So, like, it's like metal posts here, feels, and then so she's just going sort of like back and forth.
Okay, then I'll just give a little nudge to Damien with my elbow, and I'll say that's Braille Tribe Reviver, so I think she's probably blind.
Thanks,
We
Sherlock.
should announce ourselves.
You just did. Hi. I take a seat. Put my cup in front of me and introduce myself. I'm Damien de la Cruz. I've been told that you're someone to talk to should we have need for aid while in Salem.
What languages do folks speak? Actually, no, more direct. Do either of your characters speak Wampanoag?
I don't know what that language is.
Then,
so, no.
You, based off of just sort of inflection and tone, you get the feeling that she answered you, but is not using English.
Hmm. Hmm. Hey, I don't know. Can I borrow your phone?
I didn't sit down, so I just moved right next to Damien and handed him my phone.
I am opening whatever the world version of Google Translate was.
Mhm.
And asking her to repeat herself.
Yeah. In the world, or at least my specific version of it, which is not canon until I make it canon. The Wampanoag
Yes.
people still faced the same kind of bullshit that they did in our world because of colonialism. Because if you think about Scion's world building too much, it kind of breaks. So we're not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to say that the Wampanoag people and their language is much stronger and more widely known. And so, yeah, no, absolutely. The the app has the translation there, and she repeats it, and you hear that is me. What are you looking for?
I casually not like sorry, casually was the wrong word. I not even thinking about it, put the artifact down next to my drink. And mention I forgot what the name of the star was, but the artifact that was supposedly stolen by Chuck. I'm told that you were also looking for this item. It's now been stolen, and a compatriot of ours has been left holding the bag as it was. So, if you know anything about this item, who's looking for it, who wants it, why people might want it, that'd be greatly beneficial to us. And of course, I would be happy to make recompense for that information.
So you say that the Star of Murugan has been stolen, and how do you know that your friend did not take it? Alternatively, what do you know about the theft that led you here?
I know my friend did not steal it because my friend was with me when it was stolen. We have certain evidence that in every other sense points to him doing it, but it can't because of his being with us when it happened. As for your other question, I don't know who. I don't know much about the star itself. I don't know why this might happen. This could have happened.
Interesting. My services were engaged to learn more about the artifact and how it could be procured. I was not paid for delivery and did not facilitate it. So if someone has gone around me to make it happen, I am displeased. I am not as displeased as I might be, given whom you're probably looking for, because it probably belongs to them more than it does the museum. That said, you would want to talk with them to help clear your friend's name, even if they do not become implicated, and I would ask that you do not implicate them, but simply find a way to clear your friend's name. If
law enforcement, sorry, go ahead.
If you can do that, if you can come to some sort of mutually beneficial agreement, then I will not need payment for this, and we might have a very beneficial relationship moving forward.
Definitely. There is no love lost between me and law enforcement, I assure you. I have no want or will to bring anybody to justice for this. I just need my compatriot to be exonerated.
That should not be a problem. If it becomes a problem because you and my client cannot reach a complete understanding, I will help you in clearing your friend's name anyways.
I appreciate that greatly.
You are looking for a Miss Nadar? She reaches her hand across the table, picks up a pad that you didn't actually see a moment ago, writes down an address with a pen that she definitely was not holding a second ago, and hands it to you. You can find her at that address. Please do not share it. Please do not enter it into a GPS device. With that paper, you will find it easy to locate her. Once you do so, the paper will no longer exist.
Duly noted. I once again appreciate your time and your candor.
I appreciate your style and manner of comporting yourself. I look forward to a potentially more beneficial relationship in the future, and perhaps future talks about death and underworlds, which I believe we have a common interest in.
For the first time since the band has come together, I'm at a loss for words. I just sort of mouth agape for approximately 2 seconds and then nod and go, Thank you, and definitely, I will definitely contact you on such topics in the future. Thank you again.
It's been good talking with you, although less good hearing a colonizer tongue. Perhaps next time we can speak in a different way.
Blinks, 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 gets up, leaves. Has nothing else to say.
Does Helena do anything while there?
No, I mean, I get slightly impatient because more than anything, it's a lengthy conversation where I feel I'm not included in the slightest. But my in actual dots and general attitude, my resolve and composure are good enough to keep that for myself, at least for now, and file that in my archive of things I not necessarily liked a lot, but don't require for a comment or anything. So I just figure out half of the conversation from what Damien says, and so just follow.
As Helena,
I hand her them back their phone when I'm done with it, because we live in a society.
as Helena starts to turn, hear Mrs. Johnson say, "Be careful with that coin. It will help you, but only if you're clever."
I stop in my. Oh, there's a figure of speech, but those don't come to me as it gets too late for my bilingual to activate. I stop and just look with the side of my eyes at the woman, and it's a mixture of an expression of a tiny bit of fear and also acknowledgement. So I'm a little bit too concerned to thank her, but there's also that in the mixture. And then follow back them in again.
Yeah, she goes back to reading something and typing, and it's Braille, so you can't really shoulder surf.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no. You have Mrs. Nadadar's address and warnings and bargains.
Yeah.
And Mitch has nachos.
Yeah.
Really a win all around.
I go back to the table, put down the paper, and ask Mitch, "Hey, would you happen to have a map of the area?"
Got a phone?
No, I mean a paper map.
Oh. No.
In the car, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I've probably got a state map. Yeah. Let me just run out and get it. I'll be right back. So,
yeah.
Do that. Come back with one of those maps that's probably about like 15, 20 years out of date, because who has paper maps in their car anymore?
But Mitch is who might.
Oh, he does. He does. Yeah.
There's old ones. I try and very poorly try and find this place on a map.
I'll grab the map and try to put my dots of survival into practice in this. I'm a little bit, in theory, at least, at the idea.
Yeah, that's going to be survival and intellect.
I also have directions for my survival specialty, but
oh, that's cool.
Okay, survival and intellect.
Yeah, no, I got nothing for this.
Okay, time to roll. This is better than my last one, at least, because it's 2 successes.
Awesome. So Helena's like glances at the address. Okay. And then that's going to be here and here. And it takes Helena very little time. And Damien is sort of like just standing with his hand on the map, and right at Damien's pointer finger is where Helena identifies the address.
Nice.
And I assume after Nachos, the band's gonna roll out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So finish the nachos, try the dip. It's still weird, but it is still good. You're not sure you actually want to know what's in it. And head off. Folks, give me another pilot plus cunning.
Okay.
I don't have any pilot. I should put dots in pilot, I guess.
And we are on a road trip, so.
1 success.
Okay, I got another botch.
Oh my God!
So much momentum.
We are now currently standing at 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 momentum.
8 momentum. Well done.
I think that's what this number is. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8.
Well,
yeah, 8.
That way, I won't feel guilty the moment I need to spend some because I earned it.
Yeah, no,
because you earned it.
You're loading that bank up.
Okay.
And I got 1 success.
All right. Yeah, no, you both Damien and Mitch spot this at the same time. Like someone started backing out of an angle spot, and it doesn't take much in the way of effort at all to sort of go, oh, well, either stop and let them go or just weave around them. I feel like Mitch is the kind of person who might just stop and let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Damien wouldn't.
Damien is from New York.
Damn right.
Shadier.
So yeah.
Mm.
Drive off, and things look not necessarily spookier, but differently spooky. Like as you go, you start to feel like the sky is watching you. Like, you don't see anything specifically in the sky or the clouds that would indicate that something there is watching, just that you feel like it. You feel like that's true. And so the map / directions / address all get you to a really kind of palatial mansion. Like, it is very much a old money. Like, depending on, actually no. I was about to be like, okay, so who in the band knows about old money? I'm like, fucking Damien
Hi.
is old money. Yeah. This place has obviously been remodeled a few times to keep it up with the times and latest historical architecture, which is a fucking weird thing to say, but it's also kind of a thing. And whoever lives here, and based off of the sort of arrangement and sort of single-mindedness of design, you feel like it's probably either one or a very small number of folks that they are dumb wealthy. Like, yeah, it is elaborate. There's hedges and shrubbery that don't actually appear native to the area. However, as you sort of drive past and get a better look, you see that, like, there's elaborately designed systems to make sure that these plants are viable here. Like, it seems like someone essentially made ecological life support for plants used to a hotter, wetter climate. Well, maybe not wetter than the Northeast, maybe just hotter. Are you just rolling up to the front door? How are you approaching?
Park a little down the street. So.
There's kind of a long driveway up.
Okay.
So, like, if you wanted to park outside the estate, it'd be like half-mile walk.
It's that kind of a thing.
It's that kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
I said old money. I said stupid wealthy.
I don't know what you want. So as we are driving up, I'm definitely saying, listen, here's what's happening. Both of you work for me. This is not the truth.
Oh.
This is what's happening. You both work for me. I talk. This is my world. I know what we're about.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I look up and down at the patch covered jacket, and can we do something about that?
Absolutely not.
You want this to work?
You want me to be there?
I'm questioning that at the moment.
Yeah. I can work for you for the moment, okay? Let's meet each other at halfway road. The jacket
Fine.
stays.
I swear in Spanish several times and then go fine, whatever. Keep your weird jacket. You're definitely security though, so looks scary.
That I can do.
Cool. And then we drive up.
Okay. Damien, give me occult plus cunning. Helena, whatever would be your plant skill. Probably science, but
Can I get an enhancement from my specialty in magic from academics?
yes, actually.
Can I raise an argument for survival for that?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And this was going to be cunning for, sorry, intellect for Helena.
With my enhancement, 5 successes.
I got 2.
Okay. So Damien feels that piece of paper flutter a little bit. The address just sort of swipes itself off, and it feels like a breeze picks it up off your hand, but that's not what your eyes tell you. Your eyes tell you that it just sort of curls in on itself and then it's gone. Helena, all of the plants here are native to Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Which is probably why they kind of need life support.
I can see that, yeah.
That was. Did y'all see that with the note? Did y'all?
No, I know. I was looking at the plans.
I saw a squirrel.
I was going to give Mitch the possibility to have seen it, but that's a better answer.
I'm surrounded by fools.
You roll up to Mrs. Nadar's house. You knock.
I knock.
Helena knocks. The door swings open and it is sweltering and otherworldly in there. You got a sense of how deep the house was by like driving up that windy street. It is guaranteed deeper looking into it than it should be. And we're going to end there.
You're saying it is, in fact, bigger on the inside.
I am saying that. I am not saying that it makes the sound of like someone taking a key to a piano wire, but it might. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So, Damien used shady contacts for good. That is
Woo!
experience. I'm sorry, that is your short-term deed. That is 1 experience.
Plus the experience of just being here.
Yes, yeah. Everyone gets 1 because you're here. Damien accomplished short-term goal. Helena could make an argument for in support of eco-friendly goals.
I don't think that would be fair.
Yeah. Definitely broke the law.
Sure, but Chuck isn't part of my purview. Let's call it that way.
Working on eco-friendly goals, Mitch declined a car chase, but someone lost a car chase, and it wasn't you. So that is kind of a win. All right. So that is all of the experience doled out. Damien will need a new short-term goal soon. Sorry, Michaela?
My bad, I didn't mark experience this time, and I know I have the same as Jeffrey, so I was asking him how much we have right now.
I think we both have 4 right now.
Okay, that
sounds
so
great.
Damien should
Sorry
have
for interrupting,
5.
Hiromi.
5. I have 5.
Cool. At 5, that's enough to add a dot in a birthright, add a dot in a skill. You could technically add a specialty, but I don't think any of you have increased any skills to get new.
That's more.
No, adding a specialty is 3. However, so in character creation, your specialties are free. Any skill that you have 3 or higher gets a specialty for free. After character creation, you have to first raise a skill to 3 or higher, and then you can buy a specialty. And since I don't think any of you have done that because you haven't had enough experience to do it, you probably can't. But maybe soon. At any rate, Michaela, who are you? Where can folks find all your cool stuff?
Hello, I'm Michele Masola. I'm a freelancer and developer from Onyx Path from Italy. You can find me mostly on the Onyx Path Discord. I'm around there, and I'm gonna comment on the stuff I feel like I have reason to talk about. Also, you can find the supplement for They Came From on the Storypath Nexus that I wrote. They came from the North Pole, and it's about Christmas movies. It's really fun. And even though the Kickstarter for Cyclops Escape and Classify has ended, I invite you to support the They Came From line, because the more you support, the more supplements we get, and I have books to pitch and cool people to hire to write on those, so that would help a lot. And that's me.
Awesome. And David, who are you? Where can folks find your cool stuff?
I am David Castro, he, them, out of New York City. Drink. I am a developer and writer for Scion, Trinity, other things I can't talk about yet because they haven't been announced. I can be found on Twitter at The Inked Knight and on Patreon, patreon.com/Inkstain Studios. Again, all one word. Not much to hype right now because I don't even know what the next Kickstarter is, honestly. So that's me.
And I was about to call you Mitch. Jeffrey.
Good. We're often mistaken for each other. Yes, I am Jeffrey, he, him. You can find me on Twitter at am_Jeffrey. You can find me on the Onyx Path Discord, especially if you raise questions about, I don't know, magic and history on any of the Scion channels, I will find it and answer it. Otherwise, write for Scion. There are lots of exciting things coming up. I know that the Kickstarter is long past, but it looks like the actual book for Scion Demigod is getting very close to coming out. And I am so excited to see that happen. I hope everyone else is too. So yeah, that's it for me.
And I'm Hiromi, they, them. I've been story guides. I'm the line developer / content lead, whichever title you feel like is better. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Hiromi Cota, or on my website, hiromicota.com. I've got links to stuff that you can buy. Yeah, and that's it for us for now. We'll be back next week, and then everything hits the wall.
I'm gonna say the joke that I saved for half an hour, that it's that we should be happy we didn't include the Mask of the Mythos in here, so we don't have to worry about the nachos chowder tip like that in that sense.
That's a very good point. I realize you're in New England, you have mysterious seafood. You want to make sure you're in the right genre.
Okay.
Yeah, just a bit.
That's a different line of Scion.
All right. See y'all later.
See you next week.
Don't drive distracted.
Don't do that. That's bad.
Very important.